those memories. It's been a while.
You actually have notes?
Yeah.
So what happened is we were me not me sorry, not me.
It's been
McFree,
5 months.
Possum Hands Frank, and Rolf, who is dead, found themselves in a town, and there was a curse, or there was the thing of the mad steed,
Mm-hmm.
and we found the mad steed, and then we ran away because my DM and party wouldn't let me write it, and then we're trying to get to somewhere else to quell the curse of the mad steed, and we found ourselves in some ship town, and yeah.
Yeah. So, yep. Dude took you to the beach town of what was it? I have it here, Blankton. That's the place where you guys currently are.
It's me. I'm sorry, not me. McFree, and what is it now? Hermit crab, Frank.
No, it's Possumless Frank. Kept
So
Possum in his name, but is ignoring the fact that he has crab hands right now.
Big meaty claws.
big meaty claws.
I thought they looked rather dainty myself.
True, but that doesn't fit the meme, Movip.
You know what? Memes are just a
Oh, do you
shortcut
hear?
to
Oh, this is gonna be
originality.
a roll for shoes, Asmar. Do you hear the crinkling of my Philly cheese sandwich? Oh,
It's actually just going to be or shoes
or shoes.
because we don't have Rolf.
Oh,
Ugh.
poor
The
Rolf.
sadness. The sadness hits.
Mm.
All right. So yeah, the summary that I've got is that you guys started in a tavern in the land of Aldrin.
Mm-hmm.
You were attacked by the Mad Steed and discovered that the town is cursed to be set upon by the Mad Steed every year. Um, you guys got shocked, literally, by the steed because it's a lightning horse. Uh, not the Metalocalypse song Thunder Horse. This is a totally different thing.
Of
Uh,
course.
the band isn't named Metalocalypse. I realize that. Uh, so you ran away and found in a building an old lady in a rocking chair, which directed you to the land of Durash, which is the continent that you guys are on now. And there you'd be able to find weapons that would allow you to bring down the Mad Steed.
Mm.
Uh, so you left port and found a boat captain named Brock Stovetop, who
Stovetop.
Brock Stovetop. That is what I have written down here. Brock Stovetop.
Mm.
Uh, he took you guys over to Durash, and you landed on a beach, and you paid him, and you are now broke as hell.
Hmm.
Uh,
No. I have 5 money.
it's pretty broke. Money is pretty valuable.
Mm.
You have like none of it. Um, Wait, no, no, money's not valuable. That's why only five of it is not a lot. There we go. That's what I meant.
Amazing.
Uh, so you traveled inland and found a tundra, which was strangely near the beach, and found an ice cave there, which McFree entered and found that all the ice had lightning in it.
Mm-hmm.
So he took those shards of lightning ice.
Mm-hmm.
He subsequently heard a voice from the cave, and I believe we established that it was a somewhat equestrian voice. And you decided, screw that, I'm out of here, and you guys left port town of Blankton. At that point, Dirk joined us, and you found his character in the back alley, along with a shady-looking man with a wooden box. His name was Old Feet McGrew.
And
Uh,
someone knocked him out.
yeah, you guys knocked him out. I think Dirk actually knocked him out. His character Mira, I think it was Mira,
Mm-hmm.
uh, knocked him out. He's a retired luchador apparently. Old Feet McGrew. You guys took his mask like jerks and searched his pockets. and you found a key and a map. That is where we are at now. What do you do?
Hey, what was your name? Possum Man?
That's not my name.
But,
It's Possumless.
oh, that's right, because I ripped him off. Oh, silly me, how could I forget? Hey, come take a look at this map. Cause I'm McFree. I sell hats. I don't look at maps.
Okay, fine. I'll take a look at your stupid map.
I show him the map.
You show Frank the map, and the map shows that it is drawn in crayon very poorly, but you can vaguely make out the details of a big red line leading to a large blue circle that's back the way you came.
Oh man, these art tools are really fancy.
McFree, wants to roll for gun.
No.
I want to roll for gun.
What are you doing with your gun?
Ooh, I have a gun.
Didn't we establish you have a gun? You're McFree. You have a gun.
I wanna.
Yeah, I think we did something about that in the first session where we rolled to see what your weapon was, and you have a gun.
Nice. I just look at my gun. I give it a little kiss, and then I holster it.
You like your gun so much, then why don't you marry it?
I will when I get enough money.
Roll to holster your gun.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Two.
All right. The gun misses. Thankfully, you don't shoot.
And then I shot.
I try to pick up the gun before he can get it.
I kick Possumless Hands Frank in the face.
Whoa, that escalated pretty quickly. Okay, both of you roll a die for stuff.
What?
Okay, you first.
14?
14, what?
How'd you get a 14?
Sorry.
Wait, are we supposed to roll a d6?
Six-sided dice.
Okay,
D6.
Sorry.
4, just 4.
I'm gonna use one of my points to turn my 3 into a 6 for the purpose of advancement.
Okay, so you do manage to kick Possum, but he does not really seem to be too affected by it. He feels the pain, but he's not like knocked out or anything. No visible blood.
Excuse you, I rolled a 6.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting around to that.
All right.
You gain a level in face kicking, but only specifically faces. Okay. So you now have face kicking 2.
Nice. Face kicking +1.
Yep. As a reminder, you by default have do anything 1, and as you level stuff up, you get that specific ability 2 or 3 or whatever.
Gotcha.
So
I
there you
picked my
go.
gun back up. And then I holster it.
Right. You successfully holster it this time.
I still swear vengeance on my enemy.
Shut up,
All right.
Frank. And then I wanna start. And then I order Frank to start walking towards whatever's on the map.
I refuse.
I give Frank a wedgie.
I refuse.
Oh, that's all there is to it.
I give Frank a little kissy on the back of the neck.
I refuse.
I pull out my gun.
That's not a euphemism, right?
I put my gun to the back of Frank's head.
I begin to walk in the direction the map is pointing.
All right. Frank, Possumless Frank, roll for walking in that direction.
walking?
6.
Ooh, all right.
Nice.
You gain a rank in Navigator 2. You from that crappily drawn map, you know where you're going. And even with the gun to your head, that does not shake your resolve in knowing where that map leads to. So, you start walking through and you exit the town and are back out in the wild. Uh, Stapler Master, I forgot about that. Uh, you, let's see here. You're still in a very flat area of the land with a thin forest in the distance, beyond which is your destination.
Can you give me that one more time?
You're in a flat plains area outside the town.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that is a forest, a very thin forest that will not take you too long to get through. And on the other side of that is the tundra that you came from, and that is where Possumless Frank is currently walking towards.
I just I give my gun a kiss and then I holster it. And then I shot. I
Roll to see if you hit your foot.
I didn't say where I shot.
You said you holstered it. There's only one direction you can shoot in.
Oh, you're right. 4.
All right, you shoot your foot.
Wow, I guess I have to get like a 6 to not shoot my foot.
No, a 6 would actually mean you really shoot your.
I laugh.
I shrug.
Right. Possumless Frank, being a man of humor, is amused by your actions, and you are not.
I want to just keep walking.
As you're walking through the plains, you pass by a turned over wagon on the side of the road. And there's a man standing next to the wagon who is trying to wave you down.
I point my gun at him. I'm like, hey, the name's McFree. You want to buy a hat?
He responds by putting his hands up in the air to try to get you to not shoot him. And he at first says that he is not going to buy a hat, but he very quickly changes his mind and decides, yeah, he'll buy the hat off of you.
I scoff and then I holster my gun again and I'm like, psh, you just want to buy a hat because I'm pointing my gun at you. You're not a true hat lover.
I look over to McFree and I say, you know what, man? You do not have good salesmanship.
Hey, that hurts my feelings, boy.
I don't care.
Oh.
The man on the side of the road puts his hands back down and says, "Oh, I would love to buy it, but I have no money. You see, my wagon was assaulted by goblins, and they took everything I own."
Where these goblins go?
East.
McFree looks at Frank and he's like, what?
I say we go after these goblins. It's clobbering time.
It's clobber. It's time to shoot. Let's go.
Oh, I agree. It's definitely clobbering time. Here, take this with you. It will help you out. And he gives you a rusty nail.
I look
Thank
at it,
you.
and then I'll look at him, and then I look at my gun, and then I shake my head.
Please come back soon with my stuff.
Why don't you come with us? We can't carry everything, you know. I'm a hat salesman, not a horse.
I've been outside all day trying to fix my wagon. I am worn out.
I point my gun at him. then I holster it. I'm like, just kidding.
Oh, now I'm really worn out.
All right, we start making our way towards them goblins.
All right,
Let's
so
go.
you walk off the path and in a general easterly direction. And after about 17 miles of walking,
17.
yeah, considering the distance, I want both of you to roll. Cinco, you get to roll 2 dice because you have steady legs too.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, 2 4s.
A 1.
Okay. Possumless Frank gets an experience point. So as you arrive at there's a cave that clearly has goblins. There are goblin paintings like all around it, and a fire set outside that looks very crappily made. And there's even a sign actually posted that has the word goblins on it in common.
I guess there are goblins here.
The sign was actually made by a bunch of trolls that live nearby, but yes, there are goblins here. McFree has no real problems with walking. It's a little bit of a distance for him, but he makes it by just fine. Possumless Frank, however, is just completely unable to stomach that kind of distance, and he retches all over the ground.
I look at Possumless Hands Frank and I'm like, hey, you know what would help quench your walk?
What?
You know what would help you on this long walk, huh?
I asked you what?
A hat. Keep the sun out of your eyes, Shade you a little bit. You wanna buy a hat?
Why are you asking me this?
I'm just saying, in the hot sun like this, you need a hat to keep your face out of the sun.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't buy a hat. I don't have any money.
Oh, well, never mind. Let's keep walking.
All right. McFree's status as complete failure of a cowboy hat salesman maintains. Strangely enough, I remember that he actually did sell a hat to the newcomer at the end of last session, who is now suspiciously absent and probably
Actually,
dead.
no. She was like, "I don't want to buy your hat, McFree," and I'm like, "Oh."
Oh, all right. Well, I'm misremembering then. My apologies. So you are now at the Goblin Cave. You cannot see into the cave from where you are currently at, and there are no goblins hanging around outside the cave. The only reason
I shoot into the cave multiple times.
Specify the number of times that you shoot.
Let's see. I have a revolver, so it is a 12-chamber revolver.
Is that like a 12-string guitar?
Yeah. I shoot all 12
You
times.
just have a second revolver underneath it.
Let's see.
Like a smaller one.
Oh, so how many times do I have to roll? 12 times?
No, just roll me the 1d6.
A 5.
That's a 5. Okay. The rocks in the cave are severely damaged from your relentless assault.
Psh, I sniff the smoke from my gun and then I'll reload.
All right. Let's see. Let's roll for sniffing the smoke.
4.
All right. The smoke smells like apples.
Ooh, a good gun, and I give it a little kissy.
There's no noticeable disturbance within the cave from you shooting into it. The rocks who are now crying out in pain.
Can I kick over the goblin's fire?
You may give an attempt to, yeah. Roll 1. Roll 1d6.
4.
All right, you successfully put out that fire. It is very angry at you, but it topples over.
I wanna see if there's any loot around.
there are let's see, roll for loot. Roll for loot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that an immediate 6 with my last point.
What did you actually roll though?
A 2, but then I changed it into a 6, so I have no more points of experience.
Okay, so what you find at the site
Loot
is
plus
that there's a single wooden chair. It's in really bad condition, but man, did you ever look for that chair? So,
I pick up the chair with my free hand, and I'm like, oh, this must be the carriage guy. Zuh.
so what you have now is looting 2 is your ability.
Yeah.
Alright, so you pick up the chair, the poor wooden chair, and you proclaim that it must be the caravan.
Yeah. And then I guess so we don't see anything else.
Not from where you currently are. You're still outside the cave where there are clearly goblins.
Um,
Oh wait, you said so there are goblins in the cave.
Every sign indicates that there are goblins, except that when you shot into there, nothing happens.
I enter the goblin cave.
You are immediately ambushed by goblins.
And then I shoot all the goblins.
All right, everybody make a roll. There are 4 goblins.
I have 12 shots.
So only roll 1d6 though.
1d6? Okay.
Yeah, only 1.
Gotcha.
I rolled a 2.
I also rolled a 2.
Oh man. So so how do I want to do this? McFree's initial volley of shots manages to shoot one of the goblins in the hand, but it really just sort of snarls back at him and then lunges toward him. Possumus Frank, on the other hand, is now covered in goblins. He manages to snap one of the forearms of one of them with his crab hands. But not like actually snap the bone or anything. It's just the crab hand made a snapping noise. And Possumus Frank is now on the ground, totally goblined.
I start crying.
I keep shooting, I reload, and then I shoot again.
All right. Let's see. McFree, roll 1d6.
Oh, 6.
All right. You managed to shoot that goblin right in its face.
Shooting plus
And it goes
1.
at you before it falls over dead.
Oh.
The other goblins take notice, and one of them kicks Possumus Frank for crying because the sound is annoying. But the others look back at McFree, realize that one of their goblin friends just died, and the rest of them get off of Possumus Frank and back off, and they all retreat further into the cave.
I'm like, oh, you won't get away from me. I run ahead and I keep shooting.
Okay, the goblins all round a corner, and you barely nick the back of one of them as it's going away, but other than that, they are now out of sight.
Oh, hey Frank, you okay?
Never better.
You want to stop crying?
No.
I put my gun to Frank's forehead.
Please. It's been an emotional
Possumus
5
Frank,
months.
roll to cry.
Oh man, I got a 6.
All right, you gain emo 1. No, emo 2. That's what it is.
I holster my gun and I'm like, psh. Actually, no, I kick Frank in the face again to make him stop crying.
Wow. This got really abusive in no time.
I cry more. This does not help.
I pat him on the face and I say, "Oh, I'm just kidding."
Wait, you pat him on the face?
Pat him, like, like on his cheek
Okay.
with my foot. I hold out my hand.
I question my existence and refuse to take his hand.
I'm like, but Frank, you're my only friend.
Frank is unmoved.
I cry and look at him with the saddest face, and I just say, "Bro,
Yeah, bro.
bro,
Yeah, bro.
fuck you."
Oh.
You hear a commotion off in the and out of nowhere, 7 arrows whiz past your head from the back of the cave.
I shoot
And
the arrows.
I silently wish
you
one of them
miss
would kill me.
all of the arrows.
What?
None of them kill anyone. They just clatter against the wall on the other side of you.
Can
And now
I,
you can go on.
Can I roll for stapler?
What do you want to staple?
What are you doing with the stapler?
I don't know. I just want to make sure that I have the stapler on my person.
You still do. You still do. You still have the stapler.
Sick. I'm going in the direction the arrows came from.
Okay, you hear the pitter patter of little feet, and as you round the corner, you see that there are now 9 goblins in front of you, 7 of which are wielding bows. And
I use Frank as a shield, and then I shoot them.
I wish I had better friends.
all right, I'm gonna need 2 rolls. McFree roll for just roll for shooting, and did my mic just cut out?
They are fine. Keep going.
All right. Possimus Frank, roll for friendship.
I got a total of 6.
I got a 6 actually. A nice, beautiful 6.
Okay. Let's see. I'll start with McFree's action. All of your shots miss.
I rolled a total of 6.
Yeah, and they rolled higher. Collectively. So all of your shots miss. And one of the
shot, and then I'll murder us.
precisely, and then one of the goblins who you shot at, who's not wielding a bow, leaps at you and starts to gnaw your face. Possimus Frank, Possimus Frank, you remember that back home you do have a very studied roguery with back in 4th grade, and you are fondly reminded of him by McFree's complete assholery.
So do I roll to kick this face?
I weep bitterly.
God, bird. Yes, McFree, roll your face kicking too.
Okay. Total of 5.
All right, you successfully kick the goblin in the face, and it flies backwards, bleeding and nose broken. And then 7 more arrows whiz past your head.
And then I shoot them all.
The arrows?
No, the goblins.
All right. You hit one of them right in the elbow, and they clearly have a problem with that. But they realize that your firepower is greatly superior to what they are currently equipped with, and they wonder why they're using bows and arrows in a cave in the first place.
I try to make friends with the goblins.
I keep shooting them.
These are very counterintuitive actions,
I
guys.
keep shooting until they're all dead.
Please stop. If we kill them all, how are we ever gonna find the guy's stuff?
And then I shot.
All right, opposed roll. McFree roll 1 for shooting, and Frank roll 2 for friendship.
I actually have I actually have 2 shooting, so
Yeah.
ooh, total of 10.
Total of 9.
All right.
Oh, question. Whenever it's a roll that has 2 dice, if one of them's a 6, don't I get a experience point?
No. If one of them is a 1, you get an experience point.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that was something that I did incorrectly last session. So I'm trying to keep on top of that now. So McFree's bullets happen to be stronger than Frank's empathy for the goblins, and although McFree doesn't manage to kill all of the goblins, he kills another 7 of them with his 6 shots, and
Swag.
the last one, who's all the way in the back, just drops his bow, gets on his knees, and bows down to you. Please don't kill me.
I put my gun to his forehead. and then
I scream and tell McFree to stop.
and then I'll laugh and holster my gun. I'm like, just kidding.
All right, I need a minute. I didn't think about where this is going.
The exasperated sighs of a DM.
So the goblin is still groveling at you. He says, please, just don't kill me. We have riches in the back of the cave."
You go first. I'll be behind you.
The goblin gets up and runs out of the cave.
Wait, am I following him?
That's up to you. He said that there are riches in the back of the cave,
And he's running
and
out?
he ran out of the cave.
Alright, I'm following him and I'm shooting at him.
I am instead going to trust this small man's words and go look for the treasure.
All right, McFree, I'll get to you later. Possumless Frank, you wander around another corner at the end of the hallway that you were in, and 5 feet into that passage, there is a large opening in the cave into what seems to be just a hollowed out room with completely bare walls, very rocky. And at the very back of the cave, there are 4 treasure chests, rather large ones. Aside from that, scattered around the back are various weapons and doodads that the goblins are using. McFree, it takes you until you get back outside the cave to do it, but you do manage to shoot and kill that last goblin.
That's what he gets for running, and then I holster my gun.
And
Then I go back.
I try to open the chest before McFree gets back.
There are 4 chests, so number 1 through 4, which one do you want to try first?
I want to open the second chest.
All right, roll to open the chest.
At 5.
Okay, the chest is locked.
Am I back
Roll-
yet?
Can I roll for lockpick?
Before Frank gets a chance to lockpick it, I shoot the lock.
You people. So, all right, both of you roll. Let's see, McFree roll 2 dice and Frank roll 1.
2 and a 4.
6.
So 6 total.
All right. Bird just dropped.
Oh, it's fine. He'll come back. I guess this means I automatically win.
No, you don't automatically win. I have a much more interesting thing to describe.
I accidentally X'd out of the tab, sorry.
Okay, so wait, out of the tab. Okay.
The tab.
So, Frank, you do actually have a, and it works. You now have the ability lockpicking too. McFree, you shoot you shoot the lock just as Possimus Frank is getting the lock unlocked with the lockpick.
I'm like, huh, unlocked it with my gun.
It was already unlocked like 4 milliseconds prior by Frank, by the way.
I unlocked
I,
it with
I
my
look, I look,
gun. Did you
I
see
look in the
that?
chest and I look for valuables.
All right, you do not see anything valuable on the chest.
What about in the chest? I said in.
I heard on. No, I heard you say look at the chest. Um, you open the chest, and inside is a little scrap of paper, but it is on a surface that is lined in red velvet.
I read the paper.
It says you lose.
I shoot the paper.
I scream because he keeps almost shitting me in the hands. I wish I could stop doing that.
The scream resounds throughout the hollow cavern, and uh, your hearing kind of goes for a moment at the sound of the scream resounding through.
What about the other 3 chests? I want to go. Open one.
The 2 chests on the edge get up and walk out of the cave.
I shoot
What
at
about
them.
the last? What about the last chest left? There were 4.
The final chest is slightly larger than the rest, and it is made completely of stainless steel. And on the front of it is an insignia that looks like a dragon fighting a monkey.
Can I open this one?
It says that you cannot.
What if I lockpick it?
Why would you try to lockpick me? That's not nice.
Wait,
I shoot the chest.
I feel confused.
The chest gets a dent, but is not otherwise visibly disturbed.
All right, I want to do some
And it doesn't say
anime
anything in
stuff.
reaction.
I want to shoot the place where I dented it 11 more times.
Roll for shooting. You get the 2 dice.
7.
All right, you do manage to hit the dent again, but it does not seem to budge any further than that end. Stationary object.
Can I try to lockpick this chest against its will?
All right, Possimus Frank. I'm going to need you to make 2 rolls, and they both require 2 dice. First one, roll lockpicking.
You get 2 rolls for lockpicking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Total of 7.
Okay, and then roll friendship.
Total of 5.
Okay, so your desire to be a dastardly overpowers your sense of empathy for the chest, and against its will and its pleading cries for you not to do so, you you put the lockpick into the lock of the chest and realize that the lock was not actually locked at all, but you still managed to unlock it even though it's already unlocked.
Awesome.
You are now able to open the chest, but it blushes in embarrassment.
I give the chest a gentle pat and then open it.
The chest orgasms.
Oh my god.
I look inside the chest with yeah.
In the
I
chest.
feel uncomfortable.
All right, roll for discomfort. No, don't. McFree looks in the chest, and within there are a whole bunch of just various trade goods. There's like there's kitchen utensils, some oils of various sorts in assorted bottles, a couple of jewels, and no small measure of money at the bottom of it.
So here's what I do. All right, I look around me. All right, I see the dead goblins. You know the cloth. I look at the cloth that they're wearing, the little scraps, and then I'm like, And then I deconstruct the empty chest, and I take like the leather straps and everything from the goblins, and then I make the anime chest into like a backpack. I put some straps on it so I can wear it like a backpack.
Uh, Let me take a look at your skills real quick. Is there anything that
Loot.
that is definitely not what I would consider looting?
What if I use my
Roll
gun?
roll one die for craftsmanship, but I'm going to oppose it with two dice.
You're gonna oppose it.
I'm gonna oppose it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Hooah.
'cause that's
3.
all right. You managed to assemble a backpack out of the steel chest and its less steel counterpart. But the straps suck, and as soon as you try to pick it up, the straps completely fall off and become unusable.
I apologize to the chest.
I
The chest weeps softly.
I wanna try
I give it
again.
a hug.
What was that, McFree?
I wanna try again.
Uh, the chest refuses, and Frank is now hugging the chest, so it would be rather difficult anyway.
I don't slap him. I just give Frank a pet on the face, and I'm like, oh, fine, I'll carry him for you, and then I'll pick him up.
All right, the chest groans because it does not like being picked up.
And I'm like,
But
deal with it.
I do not let go with the chest. I am not making this easier for anyone.
I carry both the chest and Frank out of the cave.
uh, I'll allow it.
We walk
As
back.
you are
Oh,
As you are on your way out of the cave, the chest introduces itself as Martin.
Martin Freeman.
No, Martin Frenchman.
Of course. I'm like, the name's McFree.
And the chest is like, the name is French.
We'll be good friends. I can already tell. And then we walk.
The name's McFrank.
I give Frank a glare, and I aim my gun, and I'm like,
I blow Mick for your kiss.
McFree blushes.
What has happened?
We walk back to the carriage, man.
All right. The man who sent you to the Goblin Cave is not visible, but the wagon is back together, and you can hear some commotion going on from the wagon.
I plop down the chest in Frank's hands, and I'm like, stay behind me, and I pull out my gun, and I start walking towards the carriage.
I ask McFree, is that really a good idea?
Did you just see me kill like 25 goblins? Like, come on.
There were 9 goblins.
I was drinking water at the wrong time.
What do I see at the carriage?
So the wagon has like that white top on it. I don't remember what that's called. But as you yes, there's a white patchwork quilt over the top of the wagon.
Nice.
As you walk around to the back of it to see what's going on inside.
Guys, I'm pretty sure it's actually called it's called a bow and cover.
The blanket.
Well, this one's got a patchwork quilt, finest quality.
Adorable.
you make your way around to the back. You step on a twig, and suddenly all of the noise from inside the wagon stops.
I want to see what's inside the wagon.
All right, you walk forward a bit more, and there are four. There are three men and one woman looking out from within the carriage at you, and between all of them is a small desk-looking thing, very short, with a board game on it.
I'm like, hey, where's the man that I met?
The the man stands up from the table and screams very loudly.
Why are you screaming? I came back.
It's the Mad Steed, and you hear a bunch of behind you.
Let's see. I use my horse language too to talk horse as I slowly turn like a cool guy.
All right, what are you trying to say to the horse that you hear?
I'm like, I say in horse language. I say, I'll be your huckleberry. And experience points and total of 4.
Wow, you rolled pretty crappy. The man who is behind you banging coconuts stops and wonders why you're whinnying at him.
I pull out my gun and I'm like, you trying to trick McFree?
Do I see anything from the chest?
The chest is very silent right now, but you feel it quiver,
I ask it what's
still
wrong.
racked with the embarrassment from everything that happened earlier.
I ask if they're okay.
The chest?
Yeah.
I had not thought of to say if you asked it whether it was.
You gotta think I'm on the fly as a DM, my boy.
The chest responds, you don't know what it's like to be a chest.
You're right, I don't. I'm a human being.
Indeed. So as McFree is holding his gun out at a man with coconuts, the man in the carriage stands up again from a standing position. He is now standing again, and points at you and goes, "Oh yes, you're the guy who I wanted to get stuff back." He's not a good man with words. Here, come over here, and I will pay you handsomely.
So here's what I do. I walk. There's a man behind me with coconuts, right?
Yeah.
I walk behind that man, and I yell over, and I'm like, "How about you come out here, eh?"
The man with coconuts continues walking as though nothing happened. Walks out of the carriage and asks for his chest back before he gives you anything.
How do I know it's your chest, huh? Well, how about this? How about this? Give me the personality of the chest.
The chest is a military officer.
A military officer, huh?
He spent a long time in the Navy.
And then I turn to Frank and I'm like, what do you think? Does that sound like your friend?
I look down at the chest. I realized that I was not able to distinguish what its personality was, so I just shrugged my shoulders.
Well, ask the chest, you fool.
I'm like, hey baby. You a military officer, eh?
From within the chest, you hear the village people muffled.
I shout to McFree, yeah, it's him.
Oh. Alright, I
Right.
turn. I'm like, alright, fine.
Wait, no, I love him.
Wait, he loves him. You can't separate lovers.
Oh, I can definitely separate lovers when one of them is my property.
You know what? You know
can't
what's
do
my
this.
property, and then I pull out my gun even more.
You pull out, in addition to your gun, you second finger gun.
Ooh yeah, double
It shoots
tap.
fingers.
I'm like, hey, how about this? We'll trade you.
Wait, what are you offering him? And what?
Well, he asked me what am I offering him.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, well, I'll give you safe passage, and in return, he gets to keep his lover.
The carriage man responds to you, oh, we can definitely have safe passage on our own. The sea is right there. We're like half a mile away from it.
Oh yeah? What about my gun?
Please just give me my chest
All right,
back.
how about this? How about this? How about this?
No.
I will pay you once I have the chest back.
I sigh, get off the chest, and begin to play My Heart Will Go On the recorder.
Roll to see if you have a recorder.
I got a 3, but I'm using my experience points, so it's a 6.
You pull out your lockpick.
He has a 6.
It's a 6. I have a recorder.
And you start humming onto the lockpick, and you
Lame.
bust out a beautiful melody from it. You now have improvised flute 3.
Oh.
You played the wrong instrument.
Alright, okay. I carry the chest over and I'm like, fine, separate lovers, I guess. But this is gonna come back to haunt you. Or if my name ain't McFree.
The chest gives you a hard time and sells your hat.
Oh.
But then the man in the carriage takes it, reaches into the chest, and it makes weird noises that shall not be described as he does so, and takes out some portion of the money that was within the chest and gives it to you. So you now have 20 more money each.
Nice. So I have
a total of 40 money.
I have 45 money now.
Well, you have 25 and Bird has 20.
I have a 45. He handed it to me.
I refuse for that to be the case.
Well,
I turned to Frank and I'm like, listen, I have the gun, alright, so I can protect the money. That's why I have all the money. Got it?
Okay.
Cool.
Fine.
Here, how about this? I give him 5 money.
I look as happy as a kid who gets to go to the candy store.
all right. Frank now has 5 money, and McFree now has
40 money.
40 money. Yep. So your little side quest is now done, and you may continue onward towards the destination on the crayon map.
We keep
Okay.
going. But on the way there, I'm like, hey, Frank,
Yes.
let's play a little improvised tune. And then I want to try to do improvised instrument with my gun.
Oh no. I will accept it and I will play a tune with him.
All right. Let's see. I want both of you to roll. McFree, roll me 2 dice for shooting,
Hell yeah.
and Frank, roll me 3 dice for improvised flute.
4 total. Actually, no, I'm gonna use 4 total.
11 total.
So McFree doesn't know how to play an instrument and instead just sort of shoots his gun into the air rhythmically.
Nice.
And Posthumous Frank creates a absolutely stunning counter melody to go along with it.
I play
You can
bass.
hardly tell that they have never played together before.
We keep
So-
pressing on.
I start crying.
Stop that.
No.
Just so you continue on the plains with Posthumous Frank weeping solemnly behind McFree, and you make it to the forest. The forest is about 4 trees deep, and you can already see on the other side is the tundra.
I look
Do you-
at Frank and I'm like, we'll have to huddle for warmth.
I look like I'm about to cry.
Haven't you been crying?
No,
Oh,
because you denied me access to cry.
all right. Posthumous Frank, because we've established that you're emo.
So
And-
I put my arm around Frank and I make it so my poncho is like a little bit on him, and we continue into the tundra.
I imagine that's just like you put the shoulder of your poncho onto his shoulder. Enough.
Basically.
All right. So as you exit the very thin forest, there is a very, very sudden drop in temperature, and you are now neck deep in cold. Your head's fine.
Yeah, I have a hat.
And it begins snowing,
It's fun. I have a hat.
and you are now trekking through the tundra with Possumless Frank navigating you through the snow and the one horse opens.
I shoot into the air, and then to heat Frank up, I put the not the end of the barrel, but like the side of the barrel on his face to warm him up.
You do know that's still gonna burn him, right?
Just a little bit, just like a little touch, just like tss, real quick.
I hold back tears and say thank you.
You're welcome. Things I do for friendship.
Yes. Friendship.
Possumless Frank has a very slight burn on his cheek now.
I give
So
him a
as
little
you
kissy.
as you advance onward, God, are you just gonna kiss everything?
No, I shoot everything.
Okay, so you advance onward and you come to the ice cave that you were at earlier, and Possumless Frank looks at the map again to make sure, and this is definitely the place that the blue dot represents.
What do you see with
you?
your special eyes, Frank?
I think this is the right place.
You got it right. So, this ice cave is definitely your destination. And you, McFree, hear a slight whinny in the distance from within the cave once again.
I win back. I say in what do I say in horse? In horse speech, I say back into the cave, I ain't good, I ain't bad, and I sure as hell ain't ugly.
Roll for horse language too.
5 total.
The horse that you hear in there whinnies back to you. I don't know.
I shoot my gun into the cave.
The cave roars at you menacingly.
I'm like, I'll be your huckleberry.
The cave nods in response.
It nods.
Yep. So,
On.
are you ready to enter your second cave of the night?
And can I be right back really fast? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm
Yes.
looking up McCree voice lines, so
Postumus Frank falls over.
I sit on him to warm him to keep him warm.
All right, and we'll take a couple minutes break.
Just McFree the whole time just telling Frank about his numerous hat selling adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Mobit, how you doing?
Well, I mean, I haven't had to improvise this much like 2 weeks ago, but
What were you doing 2 weeks ago?
D&D.
Oh, you play actual D&D?
Yeah, my friends have been playing it for a few years.
Wow, I can't believe you don't play my D&D like a freaking lame.
It's all just a thing of timing.
No, it's fine. If you ever want to guest play, go ahead. Oh, you know what? Since we're taking a break,
I stand up.
well, you're
Breaks up.
under me.
Oh, I don't stand up.
I'm sitting on you. I'm keeping
Both of you
warm,
roll.
Frank.
Both of you roll one die.
Oh,
Oh. 1.
3.
Okay. Postumus Frank, you get an experience, but you are unable to stand as McFree is still keeping you down.
I'm like, oh, you want to get up, Frank?
Yes, please.
I stand up.
I stand up.
And then I put my arm around him and put the shoulder of my poncho on him.
Thanks.
You're welcome, little buddy.
Hold on one moment.
That's fine. I'll tell Frank here about all my hat selling adventures. Watch
needed
and
to-
learn.
I needed to finish off my pretzels. Stop looking at McCree voice line.
I tried being reasonable. Didn't take to it. I'm not good. Not bad, but I sure as hell ain't ugly.
Okay.
Someone had to break the ice, and then I shoot an icicle.
The icicle shatters completely. Doesn't like fall to the ground or anything. It just plain blows. And little sparks of lightning burst out from it in a very short range around it, and then dissipate.
Huh.
The hoarse voice that you heard earlier beckons you into the cave.
Huh. You know, smoking's bad for your health, and then I go in.
Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
You want to
Okay.
give him those guns to toss them around like trash.
You walk into the cave.
I don't take lessons from you.
Don't take lessons? Is he teaching you things?
Yeah.
Is McFree a teacher in his spare time?
Reach for the sky. I'm your
Sink it.
Huckleberry.
Sink it.
Yeah, yeah.
No. So you walk into the cave, and after a short bit of walking, you get to a room of the cave where you do actually see a horse that's just sort of like standing there in the ice, but not really doing much of anything.
Does it look like the
And-
Mad Steed?
It looks like the Mad Steed, but it is definitely not the Mad Steed. There's no lightning coursing from it. It doesn't have the weird discoloration that signifies it as an important boss character. It is a black
Is it-
horse with white stripes, and
It's a
So a
Zebra.
zebra?
it's playing and it's playing Seven Nation Army.
Huh.
As you enter the room that it's in, it whinnies at you. It goes, "Whoop."
It what?
It goes what?
It goes, whoa.
Huh, I'm like, I saved your life. It belongs to me now.
And the horse goes, whoa.
I pull out my gun. I'm gonna holster my gun.
Oh.
I'm
So,
like,
so now the horse starts to talk to you. You are the one.
I'm the one. I'm your Huckleberry.
Well, you are the two. The ones who will save the land of crap. What was it?
Oh,
Of Alderaan from the Mad Steed.
what do you got? What do you got for me, Zebra? You got any good guns?
I have a large selection of guns. And it turns into the horse transforms into a harpoon.
A harpoon?
Harpoon.
I take the harpoon gun.
The harpoon crumbles in your hands and turns into 6 trip mines.
I shoot.
The, the trip mines explode and the cave caves in and you all die.
Oh, rip roll for shit.
That's it. That's the end.
Good conclusion. Good conclusion. Well, I'll catch you guys.
I was not planning that. It just came out of my mouth, and now you're all okay. That's it. It's over.
McFree never really dies.
He really died.
You don't know that. I could resurrect him in my own campaign.
You shot a bunch of trip mines in a cave made of ice, which then collapsed upon you, and
McFree is part of Lioncrest Underground. He's a famous
Exactly.
he's a famous stolen hat tradesman.
oh man,
I'm gonna make that canon now.
Oh no!
Anyways, yeah, that was a fun game. McFree, no matter what you say, is still alive.
His memory lives on. No one will remember.
he's very dead.
Live on forever, McCree.